Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventures in Dolls. My name is Karen Allen. I'm your host here from the United Federation of Doll Clubs. Today, our program is Japanese Theater Ningyo by Vickie Hannig, a UFDC member. If you're enjoying our programs, be sure you let us know. Leave us a comment in the comment section below. And be sure to like and subscribe. So you don't miss your next adventure in dolls. Now let's get to Vickie's program.
Okay. Another type of performing doll is the mechanical ningyo called karakuri, popular as early as the 1400s. The Takeda family and others made karakuri for people to show off in their homes, called zashiki karakuri. There were also karakuri in the Kiryu theater, which was a special type, and there were karakuri made for festival floats, which I will not cover. This seated Chinese-style child is a karakuri with a double mechanism. He alternately turns his head and lifts and lowers arms and legs as the side knob is rotated left to right. This is a tea-serving doll from about 1800, and yeah.
Wow.
It still works amazingly. You can see a little close up, and you can see the workings with the kimono lifted on the right hand there. This is a 2020 ningyo of a tea-serving doll with all the clothing off of it, so you can see the mechanism. It takes months to make a tea-serving ningyo. It uses 7 types of wood. And part of the ningyo are made in different seasons depending on the humidity. You wind it up, and it can go to a set distance. So you can choose one of maybe 3 distances, and to make the doll look smarter than it is, you kind of set the distance to correspond to where your guest is seated. And then you start the mechanism by setting a full teacup on the tray held by the ningyo, and that lets the doll move forward. It goes to the guest, who takes the teacup and drinks it and then sets it back down, and the doll turns around and comes back to you. And it actually would do that, whether the teacup was drunk and taken off or not, but it just looks like it's knowing what it's doing. This is just a close-up of some of the gears there. And there's plans that you can see, like in museums, that have been around for ages, how to make this thing. There were a lot of automatons in Europe, but this tea-serving automaton is unique to Japan.
Wow.
Now, I mentioned the Kiryu Mechanical Doll Theater. Kiryu is a Japanese town made rich by silk production, and they had this, fancy mechanical doll theater. Originally, it was operated by a water wheel as early as 1762. Then it was operated by electricity, but then they stopped it. Now they've revived the theater recently, but it's operated manually. They just use strings, so it's kind of a shadow of its former self. Here we have a picture of a couple scenes from a Kiryu doll theater. You can see the dolls are on like wood platforms, and they're set down in a little trough thing, and there are a bunch of tripwires there that will yank the arms and the legs and the head to different positions. So you can have lift the sword and have the doll fall forward as needed. These are two curio mechanical dolls. You can see they're set on this big wood platform that would go down into a little trough, and then they'd have all these wires hooked up to make them move appropriately. The dolls are dressed depicting two rivals from the play Fuwa, Sanza and Fuwa Banzaiman, who are rivals in love for the courtesan Katsuragi. Sanza on the left is her husband, and he wears a silk kimono with clovers in flight, and just like the outfit in a kabuki play with a live actor. And then Banzaiman on the right is sort of the bad guy with thunder and lightning motif. And in fact, the wife had to sell herself into being a courtesan to pay off her husband's debts, but he still loves her, and for some reason she still loves him. Not sure why. At any rate, these dolls are probably early 20th century. Okay, a final type of performance Ningyo brings us full circle to Ame no Uzumi, who is also called Okame, that I mentioned at the very beginning of the presentation. In the 1800s, temporary exhibits called nisemono, they featured crafts and objects and performances and new technology, and they became a part of temple fairs near Tokyo. These exhibits sometimes included hyper-realistic and sometimes life-sized Ningyo that were called Iki Ningyo. Iki Ningyo were even included in worldwide exhibitions. Now, one pair of Vickie Ningyo displayed at an 1860 exhibition were of Sarutahika and Okame, and they're shown in this block print. The Ningyo themselves are what has been depicted. Okame, in the legend of Okame and Sarutahika, was sent to Earth by the sun goddess to open up the heavenly bridge to Earth for the sun goddess's son. Okame dazzled Sarutahiko with her beauty, and he was smitten. He opened the bridge for the son of the sun goddess and married Okame. This pair of Ningyo were made in response to the popularity of the exhibit with the large Iki Ningyo. This Sarutahiko is about 21 inches tall, and Okame is about 8 inches tall, and they're from 1860, so they would be much smaller than the Iki Ningyo that were actually in the exhibition. This close-up shows the hyper-realism of the face of this Iki Ningyo with the furrows in the brows and the fingernails and so on. And here we have the hyper-realistic veins in the legs. So you can see that's just a different style of doll. And then our last slide, I will end with the sort of X-rated slide of Okame flashing Sarutahiko. And you can just get an idea of some of the variety of Japanese Theater Ningyo.
We hope you enjoyed the program. We'd like to send a special thank you out to Vickie Hannig. We appreciate her support and her excellent video. If you're not already a member of UFDC and you think you'd like to be a member, but you're thinking that you might not have time to belong to a club, well, I want you to know that we have online clubs that meet once a month, and we have members at large memberships. And with those memberships, you still get to take advantage of our website and everything else that we have to offer. The magazines, the archives, countless things. So I think if you like dolls, you would really enjoy being a member here at UFDC. So If you become a member, be sure you let them know that Karen sent you. In the meantime, be safe, take care, and we'll see you next time.